Let's now talk about Champion Reworks. In the live stream on Friday, we had this amazing segment from the art team. Shout out to Kabam Riri for going over the updates when it comes to Mr. Knight. Now, a lot of people, including myself, are very excited for that particular champion coming into game at the later point of this year. And Kabam gave the indication that this champion would be more kind of like with a military boxing background. So we're expecting a very kind of charismatic version. If you're thinking you're going to get the version that is like the TV show, I don't think that's going to be the case. That was what was indicated by Kabam Riri in that particular live stream. So expect a brawling type character. I'm hoping has implements of like the capoeira or kind of very different type of fighting style that we'd expect from, say, Moon Knight in game, which I do hope that champion, as I've always said, gets a buff at some stage. And man, if you go back to this is a Mr. Knight inspired by, I think, more the TV show. This was done by the amazing Nick Koss. A link to this is in the description. But from a fighting style perspective, this is sort of like a hope of what we could see from maybe like an SP3, but I kind of doubt that. But still, this was absolutely incredible and still holds up to this day, by the way. Shout out to Nick. So as well as the Mr. Knight stuff, there was a lot of just like decent reworks and visualization that I'm really excited for. The Phoenix rework information is already out there at the moment, but this video is really kind of focused on the art side of things because look at that. That is there. Just a fantastic new version of Phoenix. I like it. I think Kabam did a great job with that. And I think the rework will do good as well. I think people will be very interested to play the character. It's also been interesting to look at where Kabam are drawing inspiration from, what comic book arcs and things. Definitely from the Dark Phoenix perspective, like this version here of like Phoenix, and there's several others actually that look like, obviously Phoenix-wise, there's a Phoenix there. There's a, I suppose, is that a Phoenix? There's lots of different outfits, and of course from how they're designing Jean Grey, that looks incredible as well. If you want to have a look at like what some of the designs are coming up, you know, that's the Phoenix rework that's there on screen. That looks good. The Jean Grey look looks good, I think, and also the Cyclops one, which is there. We'll showcase that in a minute. But I love that because it is just so much more tactical. And I think that's what we kind of like saw with the X-Men 97, like a different version of Cyclops. Even Kabam Riri, and we'll talk about the art team in a minute, kind of doing amazing stuff. They're just doing amazing stuff. Dark Phoenix, you can see there. That's sinister as heck. Like that is, again, really good. This will be a champion you cannot get, but it's kind of weird that Kabam would create this type of champion that you wouldn't be able to get and then go down the line you still can't get it. Whether or not in the future you could get that, wouldn't it be cool if that was entered into the Banquet crystal as a rare chance to get? That I think would be quite cool. And I probably think Kabam will do that at some stage. That's my guess, but I could be wrong. But that's my honest guess. I think that will be a character that you'll be able to get to play. So let's just quickly jump to Jean Grey stuff because there was some really cool stuff in the live stream, mainly from Kabam Riri, and showcasing not just the Mr. Sinister stuff, which we've talked about, but the inner workings of Jean Grey herself, from how they created some of the animations. So a good example would be on screen now, where you can see like just the little animations, how they were created, stripping it down, and how they kind of like built the character from doing some of the amazing stuff and then built around it. Honestly, I love this section. Like, shout out to Kabam Riri for giving up time to kind of do this. And hopefully we get to see more of Kabam Riri and the art team kind of delivering more information and just visuals as well, because they just do such a fantastic job. It was interesting to see inspiration, you know, where Kabam went to in order to grab reference. There's so many kind of like decent reference points for stuff like this. I think this might be concept art for the X-Men series, the first one, and some different kind of like alternate looks. Don't quote me on that. It's just that I found like something that claimed it. And unfortunately, the internet is all about claiming a lot of things. It's like sometimes it doesn't always kind of like is correct. The inspiration is the second series of X-Men, and that's nice to get that little bit of nugget of information. And I definitely was a bit not concerned but confused when I was a kid, because I was like, this is more peachy than it is kind of yellow or gold, because you can see there Cyclops has more kind of like a gold, whereas there's more of a peach kind of like there. This is actually a production still from a production cell, sorry, from that. So yeah, when I was a kid, I was like looking at it, like, this is more like, I always think in my mind it was like, this is like peachy color, but it wasn't, or wasn't supposed to be. And yeah, I kind of like the contrast between what Cyclops is, because we've got, where is it, Jean Grey there is more yellow to blue, but the kind of opposite to that is Cyclops being more blue to yellow, which is very clever if you think about it. And the Cyclops stuff is just amazing to see where we've come from. This design right here, nothing against it, it was still good, but where we are going to be now with this version here, which is more tactical. I'm not sure if I'm happy with the kind of the part here just underneath the what is it, arm, kind of like the right side of the rib cage. Like, I'm not quite sure about that part, but I get it. I just feel like maybe it's best to have like a more of a lighter, like tapering down each side. Either way, I've got no real complaints with it. It is just it's a great model overall, and it's more tactical. When I go back to, or when I've gone to, where's some images? So some of these images here, a lot of reproductions of things like figures and stuff, they do like more of an outline of like the chiselness there. So you always see, even though these are meant to be shadow marks around what is like biceps, chest muscles, all that rib cage as well, and of course abdominals. It's like abs. It's like they kind of do that definition as part of it. So you never really kind of like see it in like tactical sense. So when we're talking about like other examples, like this is the only example so far, like from the X-Men film with First Class or whatever it is. They have more of a tactical type look to their actual suits themselves. Other than that, I could not find anything that was kind of matching on close up. There are examples, like you can see here, there's plenty of examples of that tactical. This the uncanny version, like this one here, has got that kind of like tactical type like wears to it, like tactical kind of it's not like a mesh, but I'm just trying to, like, I can't describe it exactly what it is, but I think people know what I mean. Like this is another kind of example of it being more tactical, or that kind of like military tactical. I think there's a military thing for it, but I can't remember what it is. It's like, it's not military mesh, but I think just put in the comments what you think I'm talking about. But it's like, yeah, it's a more military orientated tactical, kind of like a mole or modular type vest. I couldn't even find, like when I searched up the description of it, but the outfit looks incredible. Like Kabam, again, the art team have done an incredible job. There will be new animations with this. There will be new moveset. The rework will see new abilities or improved abilities that we'll find out about soon. I can imagine if this is part of like a double track type event thing, you might not get instant access, but you could get some access at some point. Kabam haven't given an indication at the moment I'm recording this video if there's going to be a point in time CCP will get access to the character, number one, and number two, what the embargo date is for Champions release and coverage, which I'm all over that whenever it is, because it's exciting for me as a massive X-Men fan. And this is going to be a great time. But I just love what Kabam have done. I think they've done very well with it. Of course, the movements, kind of doing there with everything looks clean. The movements look clean. I'm sure the animations will look clean. And we've just gone away from what is the basic design right here. It's old busted and new hotness. There we go. Anyway, that is it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. And check out some other content located on screen. I think there's one more video today, or this is the second video, and the first video will focus on what did Kabam miss out in, what was good and bad about the live stream. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.